With the global health situation, many turned their attention towards the electrical sector, which appeared to show a massive gap, and with so many people looking for a new way to get by, it's really no wonder that the number of electricians worldwide began to rise slowly but surely. The industry was, after all, wholly untouched by the global health situation. But what is the real difference between residential and commercial electricians, and which sector of the industry is the best to work in for employees and business owners alike? Well, whether you're looking for a change in careers or just want to know as much as possible about the avenues available to electricians out there, stay right where you are, as we're about to explore everything there is to know about residential and commercial electricians. So strap yourselves in and get ready for an informative ride, as things are about to get exciting. But before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the new videos we post. Number 1. Residential Service and Maintenance Electrical. Residential electricians are those that you probably thought of first when the topic came up. This is the profession that the majority of the population comes to rely on when something goes wrong with the connection of electricity to their homes, be it a faulty wire or blown fuse box. Either way, it is the job of a residential service and maintenance electrician to take a trip over to the residence where the problem has occurred, evaluate the situation, and then fix whatever needs to be fixed in order to get the home in working electrical order once more. In other words, a residential electrician finds himself focusing on a single problem and residence at a time, often being pretty similar when it comes to the nature of the work. And while some might refer to this as boring, others view it as a positive, showing that expertise can be reached in just a few years. This is clearly different from the job of a commercial electrician, who often has to focus on a number of problems per day, each more complex than the last. But it's not just the shallow learning curve of the residential electrical industry that comes in as a positive of the sector. In fact, there are a couple of advantages which make it the best and most profitable sector of the electrical industry, some of which we will deal with below. A. The job is often quick and easy. Since residential electricians often deal with the same jobs day after day, it doesn't take long for these electricians to become pretty highly skilled in the jobs that they are used to performing. And as we come to learn throughout the duration of our lives, the more practice we get with a particular task, the quicker it takes us to complete the task in general. So while it may be true that residential electricians can experience an odd job every now and again, the majority of their work is simple and according to practice. This means that more often than not, residential electricians are able to perform jobs pretty quickly, finishing up at a particular residence in under an hour, depending on the job at hand. It's this quick in and quick out nature of the job that allows residential electricians to attend to a great number of jobs per day. And since electricians tend to deal with the same problems on a daily basis in a quick way, they almost never feel like they are standing still, which helps the day pass by in the blink of an eye. B. The potential for profit is great. This quick in and quick out nature of the job is also great when it comes to the earning potential of residential electricians, who live by the mantra that time is money. Since the jobs requested of residential electricians are far simpler than those worked by commercial electricians, residential electricians find themselves finishing up a lot quicker than their counterparts. Even when the job is essentially the same, such as the repairing of a frayed wire, this is a lot simpler in the residential context where there is only a single selection of wires to consider. Compare this to the multitude of wires in the commercial property and you'll understand where we're coming from. And it is because of the simple and expedient work done by residential electricians that they are able to attend to more jobs on a daily basis than commercial electricians, earning more money, albeit in smaller increments. Another factor that needs to be taken into account here is customer appreciation though. When working in the commercial field, work is seen as nothing but businesses viewing fixes as expenses that are necessarily incurred. This is different to the scenario where a residence is plagued by a problem. Owners of the residential properties are often a lot more thankful and appreciative of the services of a residential plumber, whom they view as having fixed a problem that they couldn't have fixed themselves. C. Payment is almost always immediate. And last but not least, we have the advantage that payment to a residential electrician is often immediate, without having to wait a few months to see the fruits of your labor. While it may be true that the method of collecting payment is often left up to the electrician, a practice of sorts has developed within the residential sector whereby customers are expected to pay for services rendered immediately after the job has been completed. And since the majority of these jobs are simple and small in nature, payments can often be made in cash. That being said, a number of residential electricians have resorted to carrying credit and debit card machines for the benefit of those homeowners who don't like like to deal in cash. It's also not unheard of for an electrician to invoice a client for a job before even attending to the problem, with some electricians even asking to be paid on a provisional basis before the fix is even made. The advantage of receiving quick and immediate payments cannot be ignored, especially when dealing with an electrical business. Waiting for months on end to be paid creates a number of cash flow issues. After all, with many having to hire accountants to deal with these problems in the long run. 2. Commercial service and maintenance electricians. As we mentioned earlier, the commercial sector of electricians is often defined by a number of complex scenarios that make the work of a residential electrician look like a breeze. Not only are a great number of these jobs considered to be more complex in nature than those of residential properties, the jobs that are essentially the same are made more difficult by the cramped environments that can be found in multi-layered building sites. These electricians often work alongside electrical contractors and building managers when it comes to the establishment of new properties, so it goes without saying that they must have an extensive knowledge of the various Australian codes and regulations applicable to create a compliant wiring system. So, as you can see, the job of a commercial electrician can be said to have a few downsides, which we will address below. The job can be quite cumbersome. When it comes to the completion of a commercial job, the principle of quick in and quick out is often done away with due to the complex nature and working environment of the electrician. In fact, commercial electricians often find themselves concentrating on a single problem at a single site a day at a time. Hours are also spent quoting and estimating for a specific job, which is both a slow and complicated process. Profit margins aren't as large. While commercial jobs often bring in large amounts, they take a lot longer to complete than those found in residential callouts. There is also a lot of competition within the commercial sector, with companies constantly measuring up competing bids to get the cheapest work possible. As such, profit margins aren't always great. Payment is almost never immediate. And lastly, when it comes to payments received within the commercial sector, these are often paid by companies, allowing them to be received in increments of 30 to 60 to 90 days at a time. This causes quite a bit of cash flow issue, with professionals often having to be paid to sort things out at year end or float cash when things are tough. This is why residential electricians have the best position in the industry right now. And remember, if you're already an electrician running your own business or just about to start and grow your own electrical business, you must learn the 4 critical things electrical business owners wish they had learned before starting an electrical business so you don't make the same mistakes. Electrician Accelerator has put together a free training video you can watch right now that will show you exactly how to start, grow, and build your electrical business the right way so you can consistently guarantee profitable work, free up your time, all whilst reducing stress levels and allowing you to have a sustainable and more profitable business that works for you. In this free training video, you will also learn how to generate a steady stream of jobs on demand and with predictability month after month in your local area without relying on word-of-mouth referrals, how to stop competing on price with other electricians and escape your competition, how to convert at least 90% of your quotes and estimates into sales, and how to command premium prices and attract high-quality customers that will be happy to pay more. Make sure to click the link in the description and let us know what you thought about our comparison in the comments section down below.